Hello and welcome to Top of the Ninth. Today we are continuing our series as we look at the top nine players in each franchise history. Today we are looking at the Braves franchise, which has been around since 1876, from their time in Boston and Milwaukee, and have a deep history. To show your support to the channel, please remember to like, share, and subscribe as it helps out this channel a lot. To start us off at nine is two-time Cy Young Award winner Tom Glavine, who spent his first 17 years in the league with the team. Coming up in 1987, Glavine was one of the three dominant starters that led Atlanta to five World Series appearances in the 90s. One of the most durable pitchers during this time, Glavine started 29 or more games every single year with Atlanta, other than two, which includes his rookie year when he got called up halfway through the season. A 300-game winner, Glavine led the league in wins five separate times and made eight All-Star appearances as a Brave. Glavine was just as dominant in the World Series, where he had a 2.16 ERA and eight starts in the Fall Classic. Glavine has his number 47 retired by Braves and start us off at number 9. That eight is Greg Maddux. Despite playing in 11 seasons with the Braves compared to Glavine's 17, Maddux was just much more dominant. Winner of four straight Cy Youngs from 1992 to 1996, Maddux won the last three in that span as a Brave after coming to Atlanta as a free agent before 1993. In his first six seasons with Atlanta from 93 to 98, Maddux went 107 and 42 with a 2.15 ERA and 191 starts to show his dominance. He was known for his great controls and attacking the hitter. There is a baseball term named after Maddux in which a pitcher throws a complete game in under 100 pitches, which Maddux did multiple times. In total, Greg went 194 and 88 with a 2.63 ERA for the Braves in 11 seasons, with seven All-Star appearances and 10 Gold Gloves to go with his four Cy Youngs that he won in total. At seven is the last of the three-headed pitching monster of the 90s, John Smoltz, who spent 20 years with the team. A starter for the first 12 years of his career with the Braves, where he won a Cy Young Award and winning 157 games during that span. Smoltz got injured and missed all of the 2000 season and became their closer for his returning four seasons, where he dominated, saving 44 or more games three times before transitioning back to a starter aged 38 and still dominating. With the Braves, he had over 3,000 strikeouts, and I remember him best for what he did in the 1991 World Series in the famous Game 7, where Jack Morris pitched 10 shutout innings for the Twins to win the game after a walk-off single. What people tend to forget is Smoltz pitching the seven and a third shutout innings in that game and arguably the best pitching duel in World Series history. Next up in six is third baseman Chipper Jones, who played all 19 seasons with the Braves. The first overall pick in 1990, Jones was an eight-time All-Star and 1999 MVP, as he was their best hitter during his time with the team. Racking up 468 home runs and a 303 batting average in the World Series would make him the number one player in half of the franchises in baseball, but for the Braves he is only sixth due to their rich history. Playing in 12 different postseasons, Jones was the leading force on many dominating Braves teams. Jones is second in Braves history in hits, runs, doubles, and games played, and ended up making the Hall of Fame and has his number 10 retired by the Braves. Fifth is knuckleball pitcher Phil Niekro, who played in 740 games as a pitcher for the Braves with 595 being starts for them. Niekro is the definition of workhorse. Due to throwing the knuckleball, Niekro could pitch and start more due to the limited stress caused on his arm. Normal starters, even during his era, start about 33 to 35 games in a season. Niekro started 42 games in a season 3 years in a row from 77 to 79. Having 226 complete games for the Braves, Niekro finished each game he started about 40% of the time and saw him throw more than 230 innings in a season 13 separate times as the Braves. Niekro was one of the only bright spots for the team during his time, as they only made the postseason twice during his time with the team despite his excellence. Overall, Niekro is a 300-game winner with over 3,000 strikeouts, with 268 wins and 2,912 strikeouts. coming from his time as a Brave. Fourth spot is Hank Aaron's sidekick, Eddie Matthews, from when they both played for the Braves together. A great power hitting threat, he often outslugged Aaron, hitting 30 homers or more in 9 straight seasons. In his first 11 years in the league, he hit 399 homers, which was the most homers to start their career through 11 seasons, until Pujols broke it. Instead of becoming the home run king like his teammate Aaron, even though it looked like he was on track to become the record holder, Matthew started to experience injuries. Eddie Wood only played 16 full seasons, being out of baseball just after turning 36, which is the second shortest career on this list, but he is still number two in career WAR for third baseman with an even 96, in a career that was looking on pace to become the best power hitter ever. Matthew is still great with 12 All-Star appearances, two World Series titles, and 512 home runs. Third is Warren Spahn, playing 20 years with the Braves. He won a Cy Young, three ERA titles, and had 356 wins, which is most in Braves history. Spahn led the league in wins 8 separate times and also had three Cy Young runner-up places as well. Spahn didn't play in the majors full-time until age 25 due to serving in World War II for 3 seasons. Spahn was up there with the best pitchers of his time, alongside greats like Sandy Koufax and Juan Marichal. In 1957, he helped lead the Braves to the World Series that year. Much so a workhorse like fellow entry Phil Niekro, Span had 382 complete games and is sixth in MLB history in shutouts with 63. Span is an all-time great and has his number 21 retired by the Braves. Runner-up for the best Brave of all time is Kid Nichols, who had 330 wins for them in only 12 seasons from 1890 to 1901. One of the best pitchers before the 1900s, Nichols won over 30 games 7 of those seasons, averaging 42 starts a season, earning an even 3 ERA. Back when the Braves were the Boston Bean Eaters, which is a real name, he helped the franchise win their first baseball championship in 1892, pitching 2 complete games that series, allowing only 2 runs in 18 innings. In 8 of his 12 seasons, Nichols put up a WAR above 8, which is MVP level of play to show how dominant he was, one of the best pitchers of his time and the second best Brave ever. Number one, without doubt, is Hank Aaron, who was the home run king before Bonds broke in 2007. Aaron is much more than just a power hitter, as he is top 10 in baseball history in multiple categories such as hits, WAR, home runs, RBIs, which he is the all-time leader, and extra base hits. Aaron played his full career with the Braves, where he is a 25-time All-Star and helped them win the 1957 World Series with fellow greats Warren Spahn and Eddie Matthews. Aaron for his career had 3,771 hits, 755 homers, a 305 batting average, and his 143 career WAR is seventh all time to put him up on Mount Rushmore of great hitters. As mentioned, he is the RBI leader in MLB history with 2,297, has one MVP, three Gold Gloves, and two batting titles, and his number 44 is retired by the Braves.